Okay, last question. Do you think tech has gotten more serious? How do you look at the tech landscape as someone who's, well-known? You probably qualify as a visionary. The concept, where do you imagine we are right now in the tech space? And then we'll get to questions from the audience.
I think there's a lot of innovation happening in many different areas. The advancements in AI, I think, are quite astonishing. The advancements in genetics are amazing. So I think that there is a lot of innovation going on. I think that there's probably a few too many talented entrepreneurs in kind of the internet space, and I think their talent actually would be better served in some other industries. But I do think, I don't think we're like facing some sort of low innovation period or anything like that. I think there's a lot of innovation going on.
They need to move to other.
I just think there's like, if you had some ideal distribution, it would probably be fewer. Like there's just a lot of talent focused on the internet, and probably some of that talent would it'd be better to have some of that talent in other industries. That's about all. But there's tremendous amount of innovation that's happening. It's something that I think is going to be quite important. And there's not, I don't know of a company that's working on it seriously is a neural lace. So going back to the AI situation, this is quite an important debate. Like if you assume any rate of advancement in AI, we will be left behind by a lot. And so then we could be in, benign, but even the benign situation, if you have if you have ultra intelligent AI, we would be, so far below them in intelligence that it would be like, a pet, basically.
Pet, that's what I was thinking.
Like a pet.
Cat.
Like a cat.
Elon
like
the
a house cat. Yeah,
right.
It would be like the house cat.
Right.
It's not the end of the world,
Well,
sort of pet.
you've seen the movie, it could be. Yeah.
It could be. But honestly, that would be the benign scenario.
Mm-hmm. So house cat is okay.
I don't love the idea of being a house cat.
Okay.
But that.
So what's the solution?
Yeah. So I think I think it's to essentially. I think one of the solutions, the solution that seems maybe the best one, is to have an AI layer. If you think of like you've got your limbic system, your cortex, and then a digital layer, a sort of a third layer above the cortex, that could work well and symbiotically with you. Just as your cortex works symbiotically with your limbic system, your sort of a third digital layer could work symbiotically with the rest.
This is something that's surgically inserted or bred into the species, or what?
The fundamental limitation is input-output. So we already have, we're already a cyborg. It's just that, you have a digital version of yourself or partial version of yourself online in the form of your emails and your social media and all the things that you do. And you have basically superpowers in that with your computer and your phone and the applications that are there. You have more power than the President of the United States had 20 years ago. Like you can answer any question, you can video conference with anyone
right.
anywhere, you can send a message to millions of people instantly. You just do incredible things. And but the constraint is input-output. So we're I/O bound, particularly output bound. Your output level is so low. It's like, particularly on a phone, like your two thumbs are sort of tapping away. This is ridiculously slow. Our input is much better because we have a high bandwidth visual interface to the brain. Like our eyes take in a lot of data. So there's many orders of magnitude difference between input and output. So mostly, effectively merging in a symbiotic way with digital intelligence revolves around eliminating the I/O constraint. So it'd be some sort of direct cortical interface.
And you called it a neural lace?
Neural lace, yeah.
It's totally not Google Glass, right?
No, I'm talking about
No, but
something
it's
which...
like you wear it, or you...
No, I mean, it would be... I mean, there are a few ways to approach this, but some sort of interface directly with your cortical neurons particularly.
But doesn't that imply surgical insertion?
Not necessarily. You could go through the veins and arteries because that provides a complete roadway to all of your neurons. Your neurons are very heavy users of energy, so they need high blood flow. So you automatically, with your veins and arteries, have a road network to your neurons.
Still some kind of surgery, right?
Yes, but you could insert something, basically, into the jugular and have. It gets macabre, but
it sounds really easy and
it doesn't involve
risk-free.
It doesn't involve like chopping your skull off or anything like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
And plus, you're not a house cat anymore, right?
Not a house cat. So,
Right.
Essentially, if we can figure out how to establish a high bandwidth neural interface
With ourselves.
with your digital self, effectively, then you're no longer a house cat.
All right. On
And-
that note, no, on that note.
Just one closing thing.
I think it's probably the benign outcome. That's probably the best outcome, I think.
Are you interested in exploring this possibility that you have just laid?
So somebody's got to do it. I'm not saying that I will, but somebody's got to do it. So somebody should do it. And if somebody doesn't do it, then I think I should probably do it. But
And the goal of this is to prevent there being an external AI, particularly one controlled by a small group of people, that could be so much more powerful and intelligent than we are that the house cat
it would be godlike in its
situation
capability.
occurs.
Yeah.
Well, this has been really cheerful. Thank you.
Yeah. But if we can establish...
I was worried about
behind
asteroids at the beginning of this.
asteroids are a low probability existential threat on the time scale that's relevant to us.
Okay.
Okay. This is different.
Artificial intelligence. It's something that you and I have as a shared interest, and it's something that our audience is interested in as well. The question here is, a lot of experts in AI don't share the same level of concern that you do about the dangers of AI.
Fools.
What
Famous last words.
What specifically do you believe that they don't?
Well, the biggest issue I see with so-called AI experts is that they think they know more than they do. And they think they're smarter than they actually are. In general, we are all much smarter than we think we are, but much less smart, dumber than we think we are, by a lot. So this tends to plague smart people. They just can't. They define themselves by their intelligence, and they don't like the idea that a machine could be way smarter than them. So they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed. That's the wishful thinking situation. I'm really quite close to. I'm very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows. And the rate of improvement is exponential. You can see this in things like AlphaGo, which went from, in the span of maybe 6 to 9 months, it went from being unable to beat even a reasonably good Go player to then beating the European world champion, who was ranked 600, then beating Lisa Doll 4-5, who had been world champion for many years, then beating the current world champion, then beating everyone while playing simultaneously. Then there was AlphaZero, which crushed AlphaGo 100-0. And AlphaZero just learned by playing itself, and it can play basically any game that you put the rules in for. Whatever rules you give it, just literally read the rules, play the game, and be superhuman. For any game. Nobody expected that rate of improvement. If you ask those same experts who think AI is not progressing at the rate that I'm saying, I think you will find that their predictions for things like Go and other AI advancements have their batting average is quite weak. It's not good.